About 8 years ago, I discovered Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Little community class. My son was 4 years old, and it was time to get him, kind of doing something. So we went to this little community Brazilian Jiu Jitsu class, and we took a class. And so, my son took the class really, and I was watching him on the side. And a couple of the parents came over and asked if I was going to take the adult class. And I just, I'm a 265-pound chain smoking chef. No, I don't think I'm going to be taking the adult class. But thanks, I appreciate it. So then the next question was, that's cool. So when he's a 15-year-old black belt and you think he should clean his room and he thinks you should piss up a rope, what exactly do you intend to do about that? I looked for the holes in the logic. I couldn't find any. So yeah, I suppose I'll take one adult class, maybe one, and that'll be good. So I got on that mat that first day, and they tied me in knots, and they ran me in circles, and I was huffing and puffing and sweating. I felt like throwing up. At the end, I was shaking, and everyone in the class beating the tar out of me, and I could not wait to go back. I could not wait to go back. That week could not pass fast enough. It was all I thought about for a week. That thing put me in the arm and all this crazy stuff, and I could not wait to go back. And my son and I made a deal, because he was 4. He just wanted the stuff, he just wanted he wanted that white uniform and the belt, right? He wanted a little card with his picture on it and his name, like that's what he was for. That's what he wanted. He wanted the stuff. He saw the stuff. He saw a bunch of kids doing whatever, but he saw the stuff, and he wanted the stuff. And so we made a deal. Since he was very young, we've made deals. It's been important in my relationship with him that we've made deals, and a deal's a deal. If it comes out of your father's mouth, you can take it to the bank. If it comes out of yours, I better be able to. So we made a deal, and the deal was that if we wanted to sign up, if we were going to do it, we were going to do it. We'd go, we'd get him all the stuff, we'd get him the uniform and the belt and the card with his name on it and his picture, and it was all very official. And he was just so proud he couldn't even stand. He had the patch right on his chest, and he couldn't have been prouder. And the deal that we made is, if we're going to do this, then we're going to do it until I'm sick of it, not until you can't wake up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning. And we made the deal. Fast forward a few years, I started going with these other guys a few days a week now, and started doing these other submission grappling classes, and kind of got into it with a bunch of guys who were this weird underground jiu-jitsu scene in Atwater Village. It was the craziest thing, and they were monsters. It was so much fun. They were they meant it. They were working hard, and your safety was your responsibility, and if you didn't understand the position you were in, it was your job to tap. It was a Shark Tank. It was a lot of fun, and working with these guys. There was this tournament coming up, and so I signed up for this tournament. What the hell? Let's go. Let's see how I play with the other boys and girls. And I was a big guy at the time, and my opponent was another big guy, and I was so frightened. I couldn't have been more afraid, and I stepped out onto the mat, and the ref said fight, And what happened was interesting. My mind went quiet. Just like that first time I took a drink, my mind went quiet. And it was just nothing. It was me and this guy, and one of us was gonna win. Of course I wanted to win, but I wasn't super invested in that, in either side of that outcome. I was invested in doing this tournament, showing up, doing the best I could, win, lose. That wasn't my thing. No, of course I wanted to win, but I wanted to compete more than I wanted to win. A few minutes went by, and there were no bills to pay. There was no pets to feed. There was no boss that I couldn't stand. Nothing. It was just quiet, and I can get jarred back to reality. I got a ref holding my hand in the air. I choked this guy, and he tapped, and I was hooked. How much fun was that, And what I found was that when I was training, I didn't get the quiet head, but when I would compete, as soon as that ref said fight, I went into this place where there was nothing outside this moment. There was nothing. And I loved being there. And for a while I was doing every tournament I could register for. Made my wife crazy. I would compete every other weekend. I would compete 4 weekends in a row. It was nuts. My teammates thought I was nuts. The people I was friends with on Facebook thought I was nuts. And I would just compete. For everything from the IBJJF to the little chicken shit in-house tournaments. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me. I wanted a motivated opponent, and it didn't matter if it was a big tournament or a little tournament. If there was marbles on the line, as soon as that ref said fight, I went into this beautiful meditative place, and I won a bunch and I lost a bunch, and it didn't matter whether I won a bunch or lost a bunch. What I was committed to was competing. That's what I was committed to. I was just committed to competing and committed to getting better. I got promoted on the podium at a tournament. My instructor, Danny Vaughn, who's the best Brazilian Jiu Jitsu instructor I've ever known, and I've known a bunch. Tore my belt off of me and put on my next rank when I'd won a tournament. It was absolutely thrilling, and I couldn't get enough. I could not get enough. I would get injured, broken ribs. In training one day, this kid broke 3 of my toes, and I would just keep going back. And what I found was that there were so many parallels in jiu-jitsu with what I was doing with these guys in 12-step program. Everything dovetailed so beautifully. I was learning other skills and I was learning other stuff. Everything worked together seamlessly. It was all about ego smashing. It was all about putting down your ego and entering the state of humility where you're capable of learning, where I wasn't the smartest guy in the room, and I wasn't the best guy in the room, and I wasn't at any point. It's one of the great things about jiu-jitsu is you're never the best guy in the room. Even when you're the best guy in the room, especially when you're the best guy in the room, you're not the best guy. Jiu-jitsu is a beautiful douchebag filter, because you can't stay a douchebag and stay in jiu-jitsu very long. You just can't. And I was absolutely in love with it. And the work that I was doing at any given point, I was taking 6 or 8 guys through the process of rebuilding their lives and doing jiu-jitsu and raising my family, and